duper snazzy thrift haul. Woo, I volunteered today and got stuff. I guess we're gonna go through this pile first. Pretend you can't just see everything. So I got Pitch Perfect 2 because I already have the DVD of Pitch Perfect 1. I have Pitch Perfect 3 on Blu-ray. I am tempted to get it also on DVD just because like I have a DVD player in my room. I can't play Blu-rays because like I have a PS4, but it's in the main living area, which means that, you know, if I want to just not be annoying and stuff. But yeah, Pitch Perfect's my comfort like series, and I was watching them on Netflix, like, but Netflix recently got rid of them, so I needed to go buy them. um yeah, and then I got this one because I kind of have this weird like fascination with books that just feel like, I don't know, this just is giving those, you know, those books that you see on like Google Play when you look up free books, like it's kind of giving that, the kind of thing that would probably today unfortunately have like AI generated covers. Like there's just something amateurish about this, and I was very fascinated. It seems to be like some sort of like fairy thing, but like when you look at it, like there's just something about the way that it's printed that doesn't feel like it was made by a proper professional thingy. Oh, it's got artworks. Wait, that's neat. Like I didn't really look in it. That's actually really cute. But why is that art style completely different to like the art on the cover? Okay, that makes me even more curious. Like why it's got this like specific style in the thing, and it's also got a trailer teaser for the next book. But like the $2, like I'm allowed to be unnecessarily curious because yeah, I'm starting to develop a weird fascination with like odd fantasy books that it's like, what is this? Where did it come from? Who made this? Who approved this? Because yeah, I think like last time I got like one that was like for Poseidon's Academy that I'm like, this feels like a Percy Jackson ripoff, like, and it's cheap and dodgy, and like the covers just look dated compared to like when they came out and stuff. And yeah, and also halflings are usually hobbits. Because like I didn't read the synopsis. It's about fairies, but I was like, oh, is this gonna be about a hobbit? But it's not. And then I got My Hero Academia team up mission, so I'm basically planning that for like most manga, if I see it there, I'm gonna pick it up because I love manga. But yeah, like My Hero Academia was basically my first anime. I have a real soft spot for it. I have volume 1 of team up missions. I don't have volume 2, so I'm gonna have to go get that. But like $5, because like I've been reading Naruto, so I've been buying manga pretty frequently, so I have a pretty good idea of like what it costs. It's usually like $18 a volume now, so for $5, like, yeah, I had to, because I'm gonna probably get all the My Hero Academia stuff eventually. I do have, I think I've got 13 of the main volumes. I've got 2 of Smash, 3 of School Breaks, School Briefs. Sorry, wrong. Which is like the novels, and then I have, well, now 2 of Team Up Mission. Yeah, and then I got Vampire Diaries. Not Academy. Vampire Diaries is a different series. Because I'm kind of, and on top of having the weird fascination with fantasy books, it's like, what is this? I've kind of been getting into like vampire stuff, so I've like started sort of vampire stuff collection. So I'm gonna just basically try and pick up most vampire things that I see. There was these other books called Vampire Beach, but it didn't look like they had book 1. But it very much was giving, oh, this came out right after Twilight. Like, if you're familiar with the classic Twilight cover of that like minimalist black cover with white text and maybe like one subject, like I think some of them have like an apple or things, like these ones had like an oyster or something. Like, yeah, very very much just like, oh yeah, you guys just copied Twilight's homework, and especially the fact that it's like called Vampire Beach. It's like, yeah, I can tell exactly when this came out, what it was trying to do to get its money. But yeah, I also read an academic text called, I think it was Reading the Vegetarian Vampire. It was basically going through sort of the development specifically in like, I guess like contemporary vampire literature, the development of this like the vegetarian vampire, and how this like, and you know how this reflects society and stuff, and the way that, you know, we've changed the myth. And like Vampire Academy was one of the texts mentioned, like Twilight was as well. I'm sure that I'll be able to find Twilight eventually, because I mean, if I'm gonna get like into vampires, I do need to kind of read Twilight. Like Twilight is too big. It'd be like not reading something like Dracula. Okay, that's probably an unfair comparison. What's something less? But like, still, yeah, I feel like that if I'm gonna, you know, go in depth and in detail of, like, get really into the nitty-gritty of vampire literature. Twilight is something I'm gonna have to read eventually. Yeah, I got that. I got Artemis Fowl because I had heard of it. I'd heard it sort of compared to things like Percy Jackson, but when I kind of found out about it, I was already sort of aged out of it. But, like, I saw it there for, like, it was, like, I think $3. Yeah. So I was, like, I've been curious, and I think this is book one, because, like, looking at it, and especially the fact it's just called Artemis Fowl, like, if you've got a book series that doesn't have, like, a subtitle, that tends to be your first book, because I guess that's before they decided, oh, they're gonna make this into a series. So yeah, I haven't seen the film, because I know that, like, Artemis Fowl fans hated it, so I didn't bother. Like, no one liked it. Fans of the book hated it. It was critically panned and stuff. Like, I kind of forgot it existed. I think it was a Disney movie. Like, I don't even remember who made it. And then, like, they didn't end up making any sequels. Like, even the Percy Jackson movie got a sequel. Like, which is insane. And then this one I have read once before at the library because it was pretty. So I saw it then. I was like, oh, pretty cover book. I don't remember it very well. I just remember that I think it was, like, lesbians, enemies to lovers. And that's about all I remember. But, like, it's pretty. And see, it's kind of funny because I like books that are pretty, or I like books that are, like, very cursed and ugly. Like, if you're going to try and to get me to be curious about your book, either make it look so bad that I have to just get it out of sheer morbid curiosity, or make it look really pretty. Don't have boring book covers. Like, if it's just mediocre, that's when I'm uninterested. And it's specifically, like, I guess bad for, like, fantasy, because fantasy is my thing. I do read other genres. Like, I try to read a bit of everything. Like, I try not to sort of write myself off. Like, the closest I get to is, like, I'm not particularly a romance person, but I will give it a go if it's got something else that, you know, like, if for some reason someone recommends me a romance, like, I'll consider it. But generally that tends not to be my thing. But yeah, like, today we had so many book donations. It was insane. Like, I feel like that there was at least 5 people donating, like, big boxes and bags of books. Like, we probably got in, like, 50 new books. You know, the shelves, like, out in the actual store are so stacked. Like, I had to squeeze them in, and, like, I used that as an excuse, like, to pick up books for me to buy, so I could fit more books on the shelf to, like, sell. And then, like, we've got a storage out the back. It's completely chockers as well. Like, all the piles are to the top, and then we have, like, a full trolley, as well as the shelves of just books waiting to go onto the shelves. Because, yeah, apparently our store, like, that I volunteer at, sells a lot of books. Like, they were actually, I found out some interesting things about sort of Lifeline's system of pricing. Like, they are actually told at that store to price them like, $1 more, or, like, slightly more expensive than you would get at other stores, because they sell so many books. So, like, everything is supposed to have 50 cents on the end, so you can kind of gauge when something was priced based on what price it is. Because anything priced today, like, if I was to price this book today, because I priced a heap, I would have put it, being a kid's book, maybe it would have been, like, $3.50, but, like, $4.50 sort of thing. Like, I definitely wouldn't put $3, because you're supposed to put 50 cents on everything. Vampire Diary, why do I keep calling it the wrong thing? I definitely would, this would be, like, $4.50. Like, $3 would not happen, like, for, also, like, because we tend to price things for kids slightly cheaper. Like, kids' clothes are the cheapest clothes and stuff, like, to just get them, like, that turnaround, I'm guessing is the idea. But yeah, like, things for adults, like, this would be a $4.50 book. Definitely wouldn't have $0 on the end. But I am kind of curious about, like, the My Hero Academia, because I would have priced this at, like, $4.50. Because basically we had two prices. So $4.50 for your average, like, sort of size book. I didn't get any that are, but, like, a slightly bigger book. So, like, if the book was, like, I don't know, to here, like, they're $5.50. So yeah, just your larger print books. And then, like, non-fiction, slightly different again. Like, for example, reference books we were putting, like, for $6.50. There was some, like, actual academic textbooks that came through that I was tempted to grab. The only reason why I didn't is, like, you're only grabbing these because you perceive that, you know, you're getting a bargain. You don't actually care about these topics. You won't read them. But yeah, like, and there was also some, Norton critical editions of, like, some classics, which I was kind of tempted by, but they weren't any specific classics that I, like, have been looking for, or like know that I'll be reading for uni. Like, I don't know if there was maybe some Shakespeare stuff, because I've been currently reading through the sonnets. So anything related to that, I would probably get. And maybe if they had like a specific version of like the plays. But there was a play, but it was for one of Shakespeare's contemporaries, not him. And there was also Jane Eyre, and like, yeah, it was a couple and stuff. But yeah, I'm curious why this was put as $5. Maybe someone priced this a little bit more because it's a manga. Maybe they were aware that it could be worth a little bit more. But I'm also like, because it was at the back, it wasn't on the main shelves. So I feel like that means that it was only priced recently. So yeah, I'm kind of confused why it was priced like that. And then like this one, $2. I don't know if someone just looked at this and was like, yeah, that looks dodgy. Because $2 would usually be for like a kid's book, and this, like, I wouldn't guess that this is a kid's book just based on the look of it, and it also wasn't in the kids section. But this looks like sort of a, I guess, see, it feels rude to call it trashy, because of like, that's kind of an insult and stuff, but like, that's the easiest word, like, I can find for it and stuff. And then, yeah, this one I can tell was probably, like, priced fairly recently and stuff. And also, I feel like that if I had have seen this one before, I would have picked it up. Like, that's something that I feel like would stick out to me, and I would have grabbed already if they already had it. And then moving on, we got a couple more things. We have ducks. I collect rubber ducks. So I could not walk past a bag of rubber ducks. Like, so it's $4.50, which is pretty cheap, but I also get a 30% discount. So, like, my benefits for being a volunteer is I get 30% discount on everything, plus I can accumulate, like, I guess, like, credit. Yeah, like, all these little ducks. I am tempted, like, I would think it would be cute to maybe make some candy bracelets with it. But yeah, like, I came home and, like, was like, Mom, look, I got a bag of ducks, and it's like, what are you planning to do with it? It's like, that's not the point. You don't buy the ducks because you want to use them for something. You buy them because they're ducks. I love ducks so much. Yeah, like, I have like a rubber duck collection, which I'm gonna show off. Like, my beautiful rubber ducks. I actually have, like, they're on the bookshelf, but then some are up here. So yeah, it's got like Samwise and Frodo, like, cause you had to have the bros together. We got like a hot dog duck. We've got Glinda. It says Glinda rather than Garlinda on the box. And because, like, that was, like, a Christmas present, so I had to also get Elphaba. I've got, like, a cow duck, got a pirate duck, carrot duck, I've got Donald Duck, and because, so the first one, like, I got, and then my mom went to, like, Time Zone and won another Donald Duck, and because she knows I collect rubber ducks, and I was like, oh, well, I already have that, so I painted it as the Kingdom Hearts style Donald Duck, so I have both the Donalds. We got, like, Toothless. There is also Hiccup, but, I just wanted Toothless. We got Sonic. Like, so these ones here that are, like, themed are from, like, the brand Tubbs. And they do have more, but, like, a lot of them don't come to the shops around me, which is sad. Like, there's some Has-Been Hotel ones, which I'm kind of tempted by. I wonder if there's a Sasuke duck. I know there's a Deku one. Like, I am kind of tempted to maybe go online to get more of the ducks. Because the ones that are coming to the stores, I've already got all the ones I want. But I love rubber ducks. So yeah. But yeah, I think maybe making some bracelets would be cool with these, because, like, I make candies, and, like, not the lollies, like, candy with a K. I do need to clarify that, because I know that, like, sometimes when I say, like, that I make candy, people are like, oh, what flavors? And I have to remind myself, oh, right, not everyone is into this, not everyone knows what you're talking about. And then, I finally got an item of clothing, so I've been volunteering for, like, a couple of months, and just have not found clothes that I wanted. But we found this red blazer, which usually red is not my color, so you might be confused why I would get a bright red blazer if I'm not really a red person. I'm gonna go see Heather's later this year, and we're gonna, like, I'm going with, like, friends, and we're gonna dress up. And because I saw this and was like, perfect, so we hadn't quite decided which Heather everyone was gonna be, but I sent this, like, to the group chat and was like, hey, can I claim Chandler because this blazer's perfect? And they're like, dang it, you win. You can be Heather Chandler. So, like, I was really excited, because when I first, like, saw it, I was like, this feels familiar, and, like, I don't have a red blazer, but I'm pretty sure this is the same style as my very first blazer that I ever got. So, like, I think I have this in black. I think it would be a smaller size, because, like, when I first got my blazer, I was a bit smaller, because, I was younger, still growing, I still have it, but it's definitely on the smaller size. Like, I think it's possibly even a size 8. It would not be a 12. It would be a 10 at the biggest. But, like, it's also got shoulder pads, which if you're familiar with Heather's, it's, like, set in the 80s. So that could be cool, like, to get, I guess, that sort of silhouette, and stuff. But yeah, I'm just really excited, because I've been keeping an eye out for different colored blazers. They have had some green ones, and they also have had some red ones, but, like, when I saw this, I'm like, no, this is the style of blazer that I know that I like, because, you know, I've already got this blazer, I've already tried and true tested, because, like, they had a green one, which I was like, this looks nice, but, like, it had these weird sort of semi 3/4 sleeves that were kind of, like, scrunched up, and I'm like, no. But yeah, I'm so excited, and also just happy that I finally found some clothes. There were some other clothing items that I was tempted by, but didn't get, because I was like, I don't know if I actually really like this, or if I'm just, like, starved for choice, if I've just been looking too much, or, like, because they were also near this red blazer, so I'm like, oh, is this influencing them? I am tempted to go back, maybe wearing, like, something that I could style those other things with, because there was, like, a vest that I'm like, the vest also was red. Like, it was, well, okay, it was, like, white with black and red sort of, like, elements. It kind of picture, like, a sort of, okay, this is gonna sound like a weird blend of aesthetics, but picture, like, punk, and also, you know that, like, vintage French sort of, like, florally aesthetic that you get, like, on, like, prints that you get at gift shops, where, you know, it'll have, like, maybe a pretty quote, and, like, say, like, something like Paris with, like, a little stamp and roses on it. I don't know what the aesthetic is called, and I'm probably not explaining it very well. And there was also a leather jacket that had these cool frill bits that I'm like, this is kind of my style. It's, like, a bit unconventional, a bit weird. It reminds me of another jacket I have, but it is summer at the moment. I already have a lot of jackets. I'm like, I don't know if I need this, and I don't know if I love it enough to justify buying it anyway. Like, I'm like, am I gonna wear this? Especially, like, at the moment, I know I wouldn't, because it is way too hot to be wearing a leather jacket. Like, the vest was what I was more tempted by, and, like, the entire shift, like, after I saw it, I was thinking about it, and, like, I'm still thinking about it, which makes me think maybe I should get it. But yeah, I might go, like, in specifically wearing something to pair with it, because, like, I don't, like, I wear usually just a sort of, like, fun button-up that's, like, semi, like, professional, but, you know, with a funky pattern to sort of make it a bit more casual, and it just wasn't the kind of thing that I would pair the vest with, so I didn't have the best way to sort of test it with my wardrobe. So yeah, that was something that caught my attention. I did take photos, but the photos were kind of bad. I'm really bad at taking good photos of things in the op shop. Like, because I've done that before. I'll be like, oh, what if I make, like, a cool video of cool stuff I see in the op shop? And then, like, I look back at the photos that I take, and I'm like, no, those photos suck. So yeah, that's what we got. We got books. We also got the DVD. We got ducks, and we got a blazer. So I'm pretty happy.